China's President Xi Jinping has met with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Riyadh on a, quote, pioneering trip to open a new era of China's relations with the Arab world. That's in Xi's own words. The visit is Xi's first to the kingdom in 6 years. The two countries affirmed their ties and signed a series of strategic deals, including one with tech giant Huawei. The Chinese leader is expected to meet more Gulf oil producers later. Well, for more on this, we're now joined by Andrew Small, an Asia expert with the German Marshall Fund here in Berlin. Now, the partnership between Saudi Arabia and China, what makes it so important?
Well, first of all, it's unavoidable that the energy piece of the relationship is at the core. This is critical to China at a time in which the energy situation in the world, energy pricing, is in a more difficult spot. But Saudi Arabia occupies an important role across a whole series of different dimensions of Chinese foreign policy at the moment. China always pursues a kind of balanced approach to its diplomacy in the Middle East. It does have to balance its relationship with Iran, with Israel, with Turkey, and with Egypt as the kind of traditional mainstays of its policy there. But Saudi Arabia is by far its most important energy partner. It's been a security partner in missile technology and sales going back a long way. So there is a security dimension to the relationship as well. But it occupies an important role in the Muslim world, particularly when China's navigating issues with Xinjiang and what's been playing out with its Uyghur minority there. So in that respect, Saudi Arabia matters a lot. But in this wider context of the struggle with the United States, kind of peeling away a little bit traditionally close US partners, I think is still understood to be important to China. Its positioning across the whole of the developing world and non-aligned world right now, and even in financial terms, which is another dimension of the relationship. Saudi Arabia matters in the context of building a kind of resilient to sanctions international financial architecture. So Saudi Arabia really sits at the center of quite a number of Chinese foreign policy objectives right now.
Well, Saudi Arabia is one thing, but during his visit to the Saudi capital, Xi is not just meeting Saudi officials, but also other Arab leaders like Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi or Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. Why is he doing that?
Well, I mean, first of all, of course, he couldn't just go to Saudi Arabia for some of the reasons of political balance that I mentioned before. But this is a context in which certainly there is a kind of rebalancing going on in the Middle East. The US pivot to Asia, rebalancing away from the depth of security role and the importance of the energy relationships in the region means that China, although it doesn't want to step into the kind of role that the United States occupied, there are states in the region that are looking to upgrade their relations. This was underway already, of course, for commercial reasons. But there is a sense in which China is positioning itself to occupy a more comprehensive role in the region in the longer term. So all of these relationships, the Gulf states, Egypt, and the other cases as well, matter very much for Chinese interests in the wider strategic context as well.
Andrew Small there from the German Marshall Fund. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.